Hello, am I in the right place? Are you Amanda Pankit, the image consultant?
Yes, I am. You must be Julian Assange. It is nice to meet you. Before we get started, let me just say that I have a 99% success rate, so I assure you that by the end of our session, your image and reputation will be restored.
Thanks. I have been under a lot of fire these days by the media and various government and state organizations.
Yes, I have heard your name more than a few times in the news. Let's review your file from the beginning, shall we?
All right.
It appears that from an early age, you have been interested in internet activism and you have an evident distrust for government organizations.
What makes you say that?
Well, in your very public 60 Minutes interview last week, you said that. By the way, I must say you looked very dashing in that suit. You put yourself together well.
Thanks, I try.
So it says here in your file that at 16 years of age you became a hacker. What made you so interested in hacking? Did you someday foresee WikiLeaks?
Well, I have always been interested in exposing the truth. I guess I learned that from my mother, who was very involved in political activism during my childhood. When I was young, she helped scientists gather information about nuclear tests conducted by the British in the Australian outback. I became involved with computers and hacking at the age of 13, but my hacking days were a long time ago. I do not understand why that is relevant to today.
We are still in the process of reviewing your file, and despite your hacking days apparently being over, it doesn't bode well that you were arrested for hacking at the age of 20. Luckily, for your image, you did not serve any time and were let off because the judge concluded you did not steal any information.
I have never stolen information. All I did with WikiLeaks was cause embarrassment. I never stole any files, I just created a place for other people to put information. How those other individuals access the information is not relevant to my particular case.
I must be frank with you, that based on our discussion so far, it's not surprising that your past has contributed to the way you are framed in the media. After all, you of all people should know that secrets are bound to be revealed.
I am not trying to hide my past. Whether it be my early days of hacking or my involvement in WikiLeaks, I have always done things with the intention of sharing information. It is not my fault if governments do not like the information being shared, but citizens have a right to know.
You don't need to be so defensive. Let's get to why you are really here. Public image. Whether or not you claim to be the founder of WikiLeaks, you have without a doubt become the face of the organization. Therefore, when bad things are said about you, it reflects on the organization as a whole.
What bad things have been said about me lately? I have not heard much, because my house arrest location has pretty poor internet service.
Well, recently Joe Biden called you a high-tech terrorist. And Sarah Palin has suggested that you be hunted down like the Al-Qaeda leadership. And a lot of the general public has classified you as a villain and traitor. This does not bode well for your reputation, or the reputation of WikiLeaks as an organization.
Yes, I agree that there has been a very successful smear campaign, and a very wrong one.
Why is it wrong? Are you referring to your rape allegations?
Yes. I truly believe the extradition proceeding to Sweden were actually an attempt to get me into a jurisdiction which will then make it easier to extradite me to the US.
You seem slightly paranoid. Is there more that you're not telling me?
Let me level with you. When all is said and done, I do not care what people think of me, but it seems that the more negative press I get as an individual, WikiLeaks gets as a company. I don't want the organization to suffer, so I realize I may need to change my image or clean up my act. That is partly why I came to you, an American. I want people to realize that I am not anti-American, and collapsing the American government system is not on my agenda. If any government has secrets, I will reveal them. I am an equal opportunist.
What negative impacts have you seen?
Well, funding has been severely impacted. Amazon does not want us anymore. PayPal won't accept donations and neither will MasterCard or Visa. It is hard for our organization to operate without funding, but the negative image portrayed of me in the media seems to be correlating without decrease in funding.
Well, a simple solution would be to censor yourself.
That completely goes against everything I stand for. I do not believe in censorship. I believe in transparent governments and true democracy. I would find it hypocritical to hide who I really am or what I believe in. And besides, as I have said before, I am not the person hiding things.
You are at a definite crossroads then.
I know I become a media celebrity essentially overnight. I learned that the media has a short attention span. No one remembers that I have exposed extrajudicial assassinations in Kenya and won the Amnesty International UK Media Award or the Economist Index on Censorship Award. For goodness sake, I was recently nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. I need the media to focus on those positive things.
Well, this is a typical example of sensationalism in the news. Rape stories are more interesting and dramatic. Obviously, news sources are going to focus on the negative things you have done because that is more dramatic, and drama sells to the public.
That is not even real journalism. I believe in scientific journalism.
That is not the point. You have to accept the way the media operates and change your image to better fit their mold. If you can't fight them, join them.
I am already fighting the governments to be transparent. I can't fight the media as well. I need the media on my side.
What you need on your side is a group of highly trained public relation professionals, obviously led by myself. I am going to assign 4 members of my team to deal with all media inquiries about you. Furthermore, from here on in I will be in charge of all your media appearances. Do not agree to anything without talking to me and your lawyers first. Also, it would look good if you could find a girlfriend, preferably one with a child. Everyone loves a family man.
Geez, you think with me being on house arrest I would be out of the spotlight, but it is very hard to escape the media attention.
We need the general public to sympathize with you. Perhaps writing an autobiography would be a good idea. I am going to look into book deals. Ultimately, Julian, you have done the right thing by seeking my help. With time and a few more meetings, I am sure we can change your image and reputation. See you next week and stay out of trouble.
Cheers, mate. See you next week.